New intro, new episodes, all new season of the Corey Margera Show, filled with much more swearing, good opinions, and good taste than ever before. And in this episode, I want to talk about why I personally think that Raw was the better show in the early 2000s, more specifically 2002 and 2003. Now, some of you motherfuckers may be saying, "Oh, Smackdown was better back then. Smackdown had Paul Heyman writing for them. They had Angle and Benoit and Rey Mysterio and Edge and Eddie Guerrero and Chavo and all that." Shut the fuck up. Raw was way better in 2002, 2003. First of all, let's get something straight here. Stephanie McMahon was a fucking horrible general manager of SmackDown. She sucked. She was this cunt. She was a skank. She was a bigger cunt than fucking Tammy Lynn Sitch. Alright? So don't even fucking start that. Alright? She's not good as a heel. She's not good as a face. Alright? She's just the only thing good Stephanie McMahon could do, and the only way I would ever want to see her on TV is if she fucking stripped down to her bra and panties, or hell, just stripped naked for the fuck of it. Alright, that's the only thing I want to see Stephanie McMahon do on TV. Just show her tits, show her body. I know she had fucking breast implants during the early 2000s. That's the only thing I want to see from fucking Stephanie McMahon. I don't give a shit about her trying to run some show. Alright, she's the typical skanky bitch from Greenwich, Connecticut. Alright, she fucking doesn't know shit about wrestling or sports entertainment. She's a chick with shitty taste. I don't give a fuck if you're offended or not, if you unsubscribe or not. I don't give a shit. Alright, Stephanie McMahon was a terrible, terrible SmackDown general manager. She was fucking terrible, and you know it. Now let's get on to other things. Raw had way better storylines during the early 2000s, more specifically 2002 and 2003, and even 2004, right before WrestleMania 20, before the whole 2004 draft lottery thing happened. Alright? I mean, please. But come on, alright? Come on. The Undertaker was on SmackDown. He had a terrible gimmick. The American Badass gimmick was getting stale. Are you fucking kidding me? He shaved his head. This was right after his run with Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan, and he had some terrible matches with those two. I mean, especially with his match with Hulk Hogan at Judgment Day 2002. He was doing a terrible job. He sucked. In the early days of him being the American Badass back in 2000, 2001, he was awesome. Alright? In 2002, 2003, he fucking sucked. He fucking cut his hair. Had that theme song. He changed his theme song from the Limp Bizkit's Rollin' theme song. And he changed it into this other crap. This dead man walking crap. Like, he's not even a fucking dead man. He's just some biker. He's not even he wasn't even cool anymore. It was just like, oh my god, this shit is getting so stale and so fucking played out. The only good feud he had during those years was with Brock Lesnar, and you know I'm right. You know I'm telling you the truth. So don't fuck with me. Don't try to debate with me. Don't you dare tell me that he had a great match with A-Train and Big Show at WrestleMania 19. He was supposed to team with that motherfucker Nathan Jones, who was like some Australian convict or something like that. And they eventually didn't have the match. It was just going to be a handicap match because it was supposed to be a tag team match. It ended up being a fucking handicap match. It was a boring match. It was predictable. It was just like, man, you know these two schmoes are going to job to The Undertaker. You really think he's going to lose his streak to some shitty handicap match with the Big Show and A-Train? Come on. In 2003, I knew that wasn't going to happen. It was just stupid. Come on. Alright, it was boring as hell. I'm glad he came back in 2004 as the Dead Man again, as that gothic Dead Man character again, even though he wasn't really fully Dead Man yet. It was kind of like a fusion between the American Badass and his older gothic Dead Man gimmick, Ministry of Darkness gimmick. You know, it's kind of like a blend between the two. And then like as like, you know, the later part of the 2000s, it went full on dead man again. Full on gothic dead man again. But it was cool when he finally did that. But in the early 2000s, after 2001, it started getting fucking stale. All right, please. Zach Gowen? Do you motherfuckers remember that storyline? We were supposed to feel fucking sympathetic for fucking Zach Gowen, and he was just mediocre. I mean, come on. Come on. We were supposed to feel sorry for a one-legged wrestler, yet he was fucking mediocre. He wasn't that great. All right, please. I just, come on. The SmackDown in the early 2000s was basically the vanilla midget show. Let's just be honest. And let me tell you why I thought Raw in 2002 and 2003 was so much better than SmackDown. Let me tell you guys why. Because Raw was more entertaining. You had Eric Bischoff coming hot. He was right after WCW went out of business. He gave Vince McMahon a hug on live TV, and he was going to be like, he's going to bring some more shocking, entertaining things to Raw, to Monday Night Raw, and it was awesome. He tried to bring in HLA, Hot Lesbian Action. He was a great heel general manager, so don't even give me that shit. He was a great heel general manager. He was fucking awesome. We started getting matches like the Elimination Chamber, which was a new match that we got during the Ruthless Aggression era, and it was fucking awesome. It was like a combination of like, it was kind of like, it was just like some badass, it was going to be like the new War Games kind of, but better. It was better. And it was just fucking cool. It was a cool match. It was like one of the coolest things that happened post Attitude Era. I mean, that match is fucking awesome. I still remember that excellent Elimination Chamber match from Survivor Series back in 2002 with RVD, Y2J, HBK, Triple H, Booker T, and Kane. That was an amazing match. All right, don't even fucking that match stole the show. Did you really think Brock Lesnar versus The Big Show, when Brock Lesnar when he got his first loss at Survivor Series 2002, that was gonna steal the show? Fuck no. That wasn't even match of the night. The tag team match with the Smackdown 6, as everyone on the YWC, IWC likes to call them, was better than that match. Please, Paul Heyman portrays Brock Lesnar and joins the Big Show. Who gave a fuck? Big Show sucked. Even back then, the only time the Big Show was ever great was when he was in WCW as a Giant in the NWO. That was the only time he was good. He was way more popular back then too, because the wrestling business in general was much more popular. What has the Big Show ever done since 1999, 2000? Give me a break. He went back to OVW. He didn't do shit when he came back at the 2001 Royal Rumble. He didn't do shit. You know I'm right. You know I'm telling you the fucking truth too. So don't even fuck with me. And I mean, the Raw during the earlier part of the Ruthless Aggression era, early 2000s, was fucking amazing, man. We had that badass theme song. And the theme song for Raw was better than that gay ass rap theme song that SmackDown tried to have too. It was way fucking better, and you know it. That fucking Across the Nation Union Underground song. It was like, oh, that's a John, the none of my generation, and you the come on, let's get it on. It was fucking badass, and you know it was a fucking awesome theme song. Way better than the SmackDown theme. It was even better than Marilyn Manson's SmackDown Beautiful People song. It was an excellent fucking song. I still listen to that motherfucker to this day. It was badass. That's how you fucking start a Monday Night Raw, an episode of Monday Night Raw. That's how you fucking start it, with a good theme song like that. Not all this rap bullshit, this gay, we're all trying to be wiggers and ghetto nowadays and twerking and all that. Fuck you. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. Fuck you. Alright? We need some more rock and metal and wrestling, man. Fuck this shit. Raw was way better. Oh, and the roster was the only. I mean, you have come on, bro. You had RVD, Jericho, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, who was returning, and he did an excellent job. It was way better. He had a way better run this time around than his fucking New Generation run, his In Your House era run, because we all know, even though that was a good run, he was fucked up on drugs. He was a douchebag. He was a tool backstage. He fucked Sonny. He almost screwed over Chris Candido's career. I mean, it was terrible, man. But when he came back in 2002, it was awesome. He had a great feud with Triple H, and yeah, the only bad thing about Raw during those years was Triple H's reign of terror. But Raw, otherwise, had it not been for Evolution, dick riding and trying to take over Raw, and Evolution was a great heel stable too. People need to just fuck off with that. It was just the fact that it was all about Triple H, which was a pain in the ass. But it was Batista back then was awesome. He was fucking brutal. Back when he had hair, back when he had those badass tattoos. He had that sick dragon tattoo on the back of his on his back. He had some really cool Asian tattoos. He was fucking badass. He looked like a live action version of Akuma or something like that. He just looked like a live action anime video game character or something. He was a legit badass. Then you had Randy Orton. He was doing great things with his Legend Killer gimmick. He was just spitting in the face of Harley Race and RKO and Mae Young and stuff like that. He was doing all kinds of cool shit as a heel. And then you had fucking Goldberg. All these cool WCW guys didn't go to SmackDown except for Rey Mysterio and, the Cruiserweights and all that shit. All the big names went to Raw. I mean, you had Kevin Nash on Raw, who I'm not a big fan of Kevin Nash, but he was on Raw. You had Goldberg come to Raw in 2003 right after WrestleMania 19. The Rock even came back to Raw. He was too good for SmackDown. He was too good for SmackDown. He went back to Raw, and he had a great heel run. He was bashing the fucking Canadians in Toronto, Canada for booing him at WrestleMania 18. He was doing great shit. We got the first ever Rock concert on Raw. Come on. Stone Cold even came back as co-GM of Raw. Not SmackDown, Raw. And he had he was seeing him feud with Eric Bischoff every week on Raw. Arguing over ideas of what matches are going to be made. Austin was for the faces. You fucking Eric Bischoff, he was for the heels and stuff like that. It was good shit, man. It was good programming. It was way better entertainment than fucking SmackDown. The women's division on Raw was better too. You had Trish Stratus, Lita, come on, Victoria. Come on, it was way better than SmackDown's fucking Divas division. Even though I love Tori Wilson, SmackDown had a shitty Divas division. Even though I did like the storyline with Tori Wilson and Dawn Marie back in 2002, and when she was trying to marry Tori Wilson's father, Al Wilson, and then he died, and it was a weird storyline, but it was fucking hot seeing them almost have like this hot lesbian scene at Armageddon of that year. They were showing it on pay-per-view, how Tori Wilson went back to Dawn Marie's hotel room. It was fucking awesome. And then you had fucking, Raw was just way better. Way fucking better. I mean, SmackDown was just like mediocre compared to Raw. I mean, I'm just going to be perfectly honest with you. It was way more mediocre. The YWC, IWC talked so much shit about how SmackDown was better than Raw in 2003. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. You guys are faggots. Get the fuck out of here. Raw was way better in 2003. Even with Triple H's reign of terror, Raw was better in 2003. You saw Kane unmasked for the first time. He was going crazy. He was chokeslamming RVD. He was chokeslamming Eric Bischoff off the stage, tombstoning Linda McMahon. We got some excellent fucking matches with Kane and Shane McMahon. It was fucking brutal, man. It was fucking Raw was way better than SmackDown. Way better storylines. Way on average, it was way better. Way fucking better. We got some really sick ladder matches with RVD and Christian. RVD versus Jeff Hardy before he left. We had RVD versus Tommy Dreamer to see who would become the final hardcore champion. That was just amazing matches on Raw. Way better than SmackDown. Please, Raw was way better than SmackDown. Get the fuck out of here, man. So much shit happened on Raw, man. I mean, it was like must see TV. It was like the Attitude Era, except it wasn't as good as the Attitude Era, but it was close to being as good as the Attitude Era. You had Scott Steiner cursing, and had he been in his prime, had he been like in the shape he was back in WCW, and Triple H wasn't a dick, We could have had a way better program with Scott Steiner and Triple H. I wanted to see a way better fucking program with Triple H and Scott Steiner. Big fucking Papa Pump, man. He was fucking awesome. He was a great, great badass, man. This is from my freaks. Holla if you hear me. He was fucking awesome, man. He was a legit badass, man. I wanted to see a Scott Steiner Stone Cold Steve Austin feud. That would have been great, because it would have been basically like the Rebel of WCW. Because basically Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner was like the Stone Cold Steve Austin of WCW. All right, he was. He had the mic skills, he had the presence, the size, the physique, and he was just a legit badass, man. He would go out, he would do shoot promos on Ric Flair and stuff like that. Anyone who sucked, anyone who he didn't like, he would curse out. He bashed Buff Bagwell, kicked him out of the NWO. That was great shit, man. Fuck SmackDown. Fuck SmackDown. The only thing SmackDown had was Brock Lesnar. That was the only good thing, and the Cruiserweight division was good too, because I loved watching Rey Mysterio in the early part of the Ruthless Aggression era, fighting like Tajiri and Kurt Angle and stuff like that. He put on some really kick-ass matches. So basically Brock Lesnar in the Cruiserweight division on SmackDown was like the only good things about SmackDown. And of course, Tori Wilson getting half naked, Dawn Marie getting half naked, stuff like that. But other than that, SmackDown sucked. SmackDown was, I couldn't even, Kurt Angle, I love Kurt Angle, no homo. He's a great wrestler, he's fucking awesome. He can have a great match with anybody. Chris Benoit, there was some great matches at the 2003 Royal Rumble match between Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle was fucking awesome for the WWE title. WrestleMania 19, Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle stole the show that night, because it was Booker T versus Triple H. That was just terrible. That was terrible. But that SmackDown had its moments, but let's be honest, for the most part, it sucked. And Sable coming back to SmackDown was cool too, but it was like, who cared? She was all wrinkled. She wasn't even nearly as hot as she was during the Attitude Era. It was like in 4 years, since 1999, she got all old and wrinkled up. It was just like, come on, she's not as hot as she used to be. I'm like, seriously. And she's hanging out with Tori Wilson, doing Playboy covers with Tori Wilson. I was like, Sable is nowhere near as hot as she used to be back in 1998 and 1999. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, come on. Raw was the better show. You just have to admit it. Even with Triple H's Reign of Terror, it was the better show. Because I am so sick of people saying, all the IWC, all these internet fans saying that SmackDown was the better show. SmackDown was better than Raw back in like 2002, 2003 and stuff like that. I'm like, what the fuck were you watching? Get the fuck out of here. No, it wasn't. Oh, and last but not least, John Cena as a heel. As the heel rapper. Get the fuck out of my face. That was one of the most overrated characters, gimmicks in wrestling history. You have some schmuck who was probably the least talented wrestler from OVW coming up to the main roster on SmackDown back in 2002, wearing these bright colored shorts. He used to wear bright colors back then. You think this shit started back in the 2000s, in like 2007 and 8 and stuff like that during the PG era? No, he used to wear bright colors back then. Go watch those 2002 SmackDown matches featuring John Cena before he became the rapper. He was wearing all these bright blue and yellow and red and green colors, man. I was like, dude, this guy he's a chump. He's a jabroni. I was like, the Undertaker gave him a handshake. He shook his hand and stuff like that. I was like, get out of here. And he was trying to like rap with Rikishi and stuff like that. I was like, this guy's a jabroni. This guy's a schmuck. This guy is overrated. These faggots are overrating this Vanilla Ice, this fucking Eminem wannabe, this douchebag, this complete toolbox. He's a fucking tool. He's just a little bitch. A little bitch with his fucking chin. His chin looks like someone's asshole. Big line in his chin. He's coming out with this fucking, like he's some fucking Caucasian version of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or something like that. Like he's some white version of Will Smith. All these cheesy raps. He's trying to act like he's gangster and stuff like that. I'm like, this guy's a joke. This guy is from the suburbs of Massachusetts. He went to fucking private school. And now all of a sudden on the B show, the B show, the show that's not as good as Raw. That's a fact, not an opinion. It's a fact. And he's coming up on the B show like some poser bitch with. I remember back when Bolt fucking what's his name, who was the big boss man. He was also in the Right to Censor. Bull Buchanan, or whatever his name is. He's another schmuck who left the business. He left WWE. I don't know if he left the business. I didn't see him in TNA or Ring of Honor, so I don't know. It's probably on the independent circuit somewhere. But yeah, that schmuck. He was trying to tag team with that schmuck from the Right to Censor, and it was just terrible. He was trying to do all these terrible raps and all this stupid shit, man. It was like, man, this is gay. You guys are actually into it. You guys are fags. Overrating Cena, chanting Cena on Smackdown and stuff like that, and saying that he's like so cool. He's a chump. He's a jabroni. He's a little bit. He's a bitch now. He was a bitch back then. The thing is, people have such shitty taste that they want to pretend that he was good back then when he was the heel rapper, the wigger. He's a fucking wigger. He's not. He's not that good. I mean, come on, man. He's a chump. He's a jabroni. He got his ass beat by Brock Lesnar back at Backlash 2003. I was so good. I was like, if this chump beats Brock Lesnar, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed. And it was bullshit, man. I'm like, man, fuck John Cena. He's a faggot. Fuck that asshole. Piece of shit. Oh, and fuck his fans too. Fuck John Cena fans. Fucking wigger, goody two shoes, cheesy wigger bitch, faggot. Gaylord, cum stain, motherfucker. Fuck John Cena. And Raw was way better than SmackDown back in 2003, 2002, and all that. Fuck, I don't want to hear it. It was better. Get the fuck over it. I was pissed though, because I wanted to see Rhino and Sean O'Hara on Raw. I didn't want to see them on SmackDown. So I was like, man, they go to SmackDown. Granted, they might be used better, but it's just like, who cares? Because Brock Lesnar is going to be burying everybody. You want to say, oh, Triple H buried everybody on Raw. Brock Lesnar buried everybody on SmackDown. And he left to go to the UFC. First, he left to go to football, then to Japan, then to the UFC. So, I like Brock Lesnar. I'm a huge Brock Lesnar fan. But come on, you guys know the facts are true. Facts are facts. Only person who got over in that time frame was Kurt Angle. And he was already over. It was Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar. They were the only ones wearing the WWE title during like 2002, 2003. And the Big Show. Yeah, big whoop. Yeah, because we all love the Big Show, right? The fuck out of here. And you're saying at least Triple H put over Shawn Michaels. At least he put over Bill Goldberg. He buried a lot of people. Fuck Triple H, too, because he's a bastard. But, at least Evolution was entertaining. At least they were great heels. Raw was better. Raw was just better. Deal with it. Motherfuckers have to deal with it. Raw was fucking better. In every way possible, it was better. Now, that's all I got to say. Leave your comments, your opinions, all that good stuff. Whatever. All right. And that's it. I'm done. Later.